Hello, YouTube. Tonight I wanted to talk about famous rock bands that split up during the decade of 2010s. These days, back in the day, these bands were very popular, and it's highly unlikely that they will ever get back together. There, there. Bands such as Motley Crue, My Chemical Romance, The Black Crowes, and Rage Against the Machine are all disqualified as they have all reunited after their years of inactivity. So they will be omitted from this list. They don't count because they've all gone back together. So I want to discuss bands that people want back together so bad. Bands that split up in the 2010s, but have not been gone back together. So anyway, let's talk about it. Okay, let's get the list started. First off is the White Stripes. And the White Stripes disbanded in early 2011 as Meg White announced her retirement from the music industry due to health issues. Prior to that, the White Stripes have been inactive as a band for several years. While they haven't officially disbanded, they've been on hiatus from 2007 until officially disbanding in 2011. While Jack White has since continued has mostly been focused on his own solo career, while with occasional rare reunions from his other bands, the Raconteurs and the Dead Weather. The second band is R.E.M. R.E.M. has decided to call it a day as a band after being together and making successful albums for 30 years. The band just decided, the three remaining band members had just decided that it was time to move on and move on into their own careers and focus more on their low key and have all focused more on their own low key careers. Drummer Bill Berry retired from the music industry in late 1997 due to health issues, but the band continued as a trio for well over a decade until disbanding in late 2011 after the release of their final studio album Collapse Into Now, which was released several months prior to disbanding. Then Creed disbanded previously in 2004 due to ongoing tensions between lead vocalist Scott Stapp and the remaining three band members, who have since formed the band Alter Bridge. While Scott Stapp began his own solo career. Creed reunited as a band in early 2009, but after 3 years, disbanded again in late 2012, as Scott Stapp wanted the remaining members to end Alter Bridge and work only with him in Creed. The other members did not find that fair, and were not pleased with Scott Stapp's attitude, as as Alter Bridge had really found a unique foundation with Miles Kennedy. The possibility of another Cree reunion is just really seems untimely, as the three other members are just way too busy with Alter Bridge, and Scott Stapp is just very busy with his own solo career. While Scott Stapp is happy with his own working on his own, and the other and the members are all on good terms these days with Scott Stapp, and possibilities of Creed reunion are just seem impossible these days. INXS, late 2012. INXS disbanded in late 2012 after their career had gone downhill since Michael Hutchinson's death in late 1997, as he committed suicide in November that year. The band continued for another 15 years with multiple vocalists replacing him, but the band made a successful comeback with the release of with an appearance on the show Rockstar with new lead vocalist J.D. Fortune, who continued with the band on and off until 2011, before replacing him with Kieran Gibbon. INXS abruptly ended their career with the final show opening for Matchbox 20 in late 2012, as they've decided it was just time to call it a day. So the Allman Brothers Band. In early 2014, the Allman Brothers Band announced that they'd be quitting at the end of that year, as both guitarists announced their plans to focus on their own careers. Warren Haynes with Government Mule and Derek Trucks with Tedeschi Trucks Band. Well, and Greg Allman was also battling his severe health issues, but still continued to tour with his own solo band for the remaining 2 years, and even established his laid back festival at the end of in 2015. Greg Allman's death in May 2017 has put any further Allman Brothers reunions to an end, as has drummer Butch Trucks, who committed suicide earlier that year in January. The surviving members of the band's final lineup did, however, play one more final show together at Madison Square Garden in New York City in March 2020, just a week before the COVID pandemic canceled all remaining concerts canceled all remaining scheduled concerts for that year. Twisted Sister. Drummer A.J. Perro died of a heart attack in March 2015. After A.J. Perro's death, the four surviving members announced that the band would not continue any further, and announced a 40th anniversary farewell tour with Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater filling in on drums. And these days, Dee Snider has Dee Snider is semi-retired from live performing, as he's not. I mean, while he in early 2023, Twisted Sister had reunited for a brief performance at the Metal Hall of Fame, with Mike Portnoy again on drums and a different guitarist, as Eddie Fingers Ojeda was unable to perform after contracting COVID. Twisted Sister is also expected to perform at various 2004 election rallies, but another reunion tour. But Dee Snider has ruled out for any further reunion tours. Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath embarked on a farewell tour in 2016. The members these days all have their bouts of health problems. Tony Iommi has been battling cancer throughout the decade, and announced he can't tour anymore because of that. With his battle of lymphoma. Ozzy Osbourne's also been battling his multiple health problems, which has been going on since 2019. Geezer Butler's also retired. Another Black Sabbath reunion seems highly unlikely because of their severe health issues. Cinderella. Glam metal band Cinderella was disbanded as Tom Kiefer has been focusing on his own solo career, and the members were and the band disbanded due to tensions between Tom Kiefer and the other members. I mean, Jeff LaBar has been struggling with his own addiction problems. A reunion became impossible in July 2021 after Jeff LaBar's death, and the same week, touring backing keyboardist Gary Corbett also died. That same Rush. In early 2015, Rush announced a 40th anniversary tour, and the members said that it would be their last major tour. Although it wasn't officially announced as a farewell tour, it turned out to be their last ever shows and their last tour. As drummer Neil Peart his health turned out for the worse. His health issues took a turn for the worse after the end of the tour. And after 2 years of an uncertain future, Rush disbanded in early 2018. Neil Peart died of cancer in January 2020. Slayer has been going through multiple lineup changes in 2013, as lead guitarist Jeff Hanneman died in May 2013 after his health issues have been going down from 2000 for 2 years, from 2011 to 2013, and drummer Dave Lombardo was fired from the band in early 2013. Lead vocalist and bassist Tom Araya also has been battling his own health issues, and the band and Slayer announced their farewell tour in early 2018, which came to an end in late 2019. In addition, several bands also disbanded due to a death of a band member. Dio, Heaven and Hell, and Ronnie James Dio died of cancer in May 2010, and after Heaven and Hell disbanded, the Black Sabbath had reunited with Ozzy Osbourne for a couple of years, and as for Dio, the surviving members had formed bands such as Dio Disciples, and the original lineup of Dio reunited together as Last in Line, paying tribute to Ronnie James Dio's music. They play music from all the bands from his career in Rainbow, his time in Black Sabbath, and of course his own solo band, Dio. Motorhead. Lemmy died in December 2015 of heart failure and cancer. He's been terminally ill for 2 years, from 2013 to 2015. After Lemmy's death, the two surviving members of Motorhead announced that they would not continue as a band together. So, besides Lemmy, several other former members have also passed away throughout the decade, before and after Lemmy. Wurzel in July 2011, Filthy Animal Taylor, the band's original drummer, in November 2015, just about a month before Lemmy, and even the band's original lead guitarist, Fast A. Clark, in January 2018. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Tom Petty died in October 2017, after just a week after concluding their 40th anniversary tour. He overdosed on fentanyl, and because he was exhausted from extensive touring and needed a break. His death was similar to that of Prince. The surviving members of the Heartbreakers have very rarely performed together since Tom Petty's death. And Soundgarden. In May 2017, Chris Cornell committed suicide just immediately after playing Soundgarden's last concert. Although the band hadn't officially disbanded immediately after his death, it was announced that Soundgarden would not continue without Chris Cornell. But the three surviving members of Soundgarden have performed together at at Chris Cornell's tribute concert in January 2019. If you can think of any other bands that have, I think this list is perfect. But if I missed any, just comment. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Well, I hope you like my video. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.